Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's Newsstand, and I want to talk a little bit about the drama surrounding Naughty Dog right now and what's going on. But I also want to go over a video by Troy Baker, so I'm going to do that after I rant here a little bit. So the other day I asked on my community post what was political about The Last of Us. Now, the answers I got some of them didn't make sense, but I do understand where people are coming from. I do also think the fact that I was such a big fan of Naughty Dog and the original game kind of makes me mildly biased. And of course, everyone has their biases. But at this point, Naughty Dog needs to stop. Like, they are really, really damaging their name. Now, do I think this game is going to sell very well? Absolutely. Like, I understand this is bad press for them, at least as of late, but the game is going to do just fine. Now, could it do better had they handled things better? Yes. Now, when it comes to the copyright strikes on multiple channels, we've seen it happen time and time again, right? So, if you have a little picture or a little clip in your video that is pre-release game footage, there's a good chance that those copyright strikes may stand. They may. Now, if you're just talking about it, I get it. That's wrong. You should be able to talk and, open up about the leaks. But when I was doing, right before Mortal Kombat came out, when I was doing coverage on that, I got a hold of Jack's ending a few days before the trailer or before the game released, and I went through the same thing. And I do believe I made a video about it. I'm not sure at this point, to be honest with you, but I got a strike too. I got my video blocked worldwide. Pre-release game footage is a very gray area. Now, let's talk about the memes and what's happening most recently. I'm not going to talk about anybody in specific because I learn a lot of this secondhand simply because I don't use social media like Twitter and the other ones that are really going through this. Now, if you want to DMCA a picture, I understand. If you want to DMCA a meme, that's really, really silly. If it's a video or a picture, I do get it. I do. But when it comes to, completely locking channels, or I guess Twitter is not a channel, but accounts or suspending accounts, you've taken this really, really far. And at this point, you're only doing damage to your own name. You're doing damage to the name of Naughty Dog. Not these people. Well, yeah. These people talking are too. And I'm going to talk about that in the second half of this video. But, right now, I want to talk about Naughty Dog specifically. If you're listening, and I know you've seen my videos because I made a complete leak video, and guess what? I was open and rational about it, and I did fine. They didn't copyright strike it, and they should have. Let's be real. To be fair, there's actually 2 videos they could have, and they didn't. You know why? Because I was less critical. That is the only reason why I was mildly critical, but I wasn't like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. And you've shown your biases. You're only doing it against people that are critical of you. And this is probably really dumb for me to talk about right now because it's just opening up my channel to problems. But you need to stop. You're at a point where you really, really need to stop, Naughty Dog. You have done this damage right now that I'm talking about to yourself. And you are causing so much more. You think after the leaks happened, going back a few weeks in time, the leaks happened, Naughty Dog didn't do one single DMCA. Would we still be talking about this? Let's be real, we probably would not. They are doing this to themselves. Now, I do want to talk about the Outrage YouTubers, and I'm kind of going to talk about that through Troy Baker's video. So I'm going to switch over to that, switch over to screen recording. It's a little bit easier for editing. So hang with me for 1 second. Okay, I am back, and I am going to go through this video from Troy Baker. He was live on Instagram, I believe, and that's where this is coming from. And he makes a lot of really good points. And this is where I'm going to switch over. Naughty Dog that did what they did wrong. And that's what I wanted to talk about in the first half of this video. Now, we're going to talk a little bit more about the YouTube community as a whole and just how far this has gone. Do I blame them for being upset? Not even a little bit. I don't blame them. Do I blame them for how far this has gone? Maybe. And that also could be my bias. So let's talk about this video. I hope it's not too loud, but I have to be able to hear it. So it's complicated when I'm screen recording.
I don't know why there are people that exist whose sole purpose, seemingly, is to destroy the art of others.
Now, here's something very interesting when I first heard this. So, to destroy the art of others. One thing I said when it comes to comic books specifically is, when it comes to SJWs, they like to destroy, they never create. So, him saying, people like these people are destroying the art of others. He's not wrong. In a way, these, how do I say this without offending everybody that watches those channels? Right-wing SJWs. They like to destroy and hate on everything. I swear to God, there's a couple of those channels that I have never seen a positive video on. And I try to do a positive video at least every other day. At least. Because I'd rather talk about something I love. I don't want to talk about drama. Now, do I mind talking about The Last of Us? Of course I don't mind. It's a game I love. I love Troy Baker. I think he's a fantastic voice artist. I think he has done a lot of really good things in his career. I think he's a good man. But I would much rather sit here and talk to you about a comic book I loved or a game I loved or a show that I watched that I really want you to see. But most of the time, these channels don't have a single positive thing on their channel. And it's really weird to me. But, oh well, that's just me.
I don't know what that is. I can't comprehend that.
He's so serious right now.
I don't understand the mind that goes, what I'm going to do in this moment of my fleeting life is this. I don't get that. I don't understand.
This is another really good point. When New Year's hit this last year, I said I wanted to change. There was a while there where I would go for the stories that were outrage, right? All of the outrage. Like I could literally be talking about, I seen Sony was doing a female-centric thing. Oh well, like, who cares? I think it's like, I don't remember, Madam somebody. Anyways, who cares? Who cares? Girls exist in comic books too. I could literally be going for those outrage stories. But I got to a point where I didn't want to talk about that. I didn't. And it's not that I didn't want to talk about the news. It was that I didn't want to always have my channel be known as something completely 100% negative. I didn't want people to come to my channel going, okay, well, what's she gonna bitch about today? And I do generally bitch a lot. I get that. But I don't want that to always be what I do. I don't want to be known for the person that hates everything. And I think that's a good point. Why? We're only here for so long. It's true. I'm 32 years old. I'm not going to be around forever. Why, for the love of God, do I want to be negative all of the time?
The mind that says, this could be my last breath. This could be my last moment on this planet. And I'm going to spend it fucking with someone. Like, I don't understand you. I don't understand you. Is it to get a rise? Like, is that what you, good, great. What does that do for you? How does that solve any problem in your life? How does
it doesn't.
Any joy? I smoked for 20 years or whatever.
Me too.
And if you smoke, you'll understand what I'm about to say. Do you ever get the point where you have that smoke break and you finish the cigarette and before the thing is done, you already want another one?
Yup.
Just chasing that. It's called motivational salience. It's a dopamine hit.
And that's what I want to talk about. And that is the main reason why this exists. Yes, you are fighting for freedom of speech. You are fighting for the freedom to be able to talk about what you want on your channel. But when he's talking about motivational salience, is the fact that it is a dopamine hit. Every single time your video gets this, higher view count, you go for the same topic. You go for that. And what this is used a lot when it comes to rehabilitation and drug abusers. So you get a dependence upon this. So you get a dependence almost upon that outrage. You need to be mad. And that is motivational salience. You are dependent 100% on that anger. And if you don't have it, you go through withdrawal. You go through you get sad, you get down, you don't have that dopamine, right? It's not bringing you back up. You get a physical dependence to anger. You get a psychological dependence to anger. So what do? You make another video about how much you hate something. And that's called rewarding stimuli. It is a very simple thing. And he's absolutely 100% right. We see this a lot of time with substance abuse disorders. He is speaking the truth. So you get a tolerance to this hatred, right? You get a tolerance to this outrage. So you search more for it. And the more you talk about how much you dislike something or how wrong some company is or some person is, the more you become tolerant to it. So the meaner you get, the more outraged you get. And it is just a continuing cycle trying to get that dopamine high. And he's going to talk about you get that through Instagram and, Twitter too, by hitting likes and stuff like that. But it's worse with hate. It's worse with hate because you can only get so angry. So you get more rage. You get more hate. And it never, ever ends.
It's the same reason why we scroll through Twitter or Instagram. Is because what that dopamine does is it hits our neurotransmitters and it gives us a sense of accomplishment. A lot of people says that it makes you happy. No, it doesn't. It just lets you feel like you did something. So
another really good point. It lets you feel like you're fighting against the man. You are counterculture. You are fighting for your freedom of speech. I get it. But there is a psychological dependence upon this. There is a psychological dependence, whether it is hate or whether it is love or whether it is your Twitter feed. It is a dopamine rush that has been created. Why do you think people are so addicted to, social media? It gives you that dopamine rush. And if you leave it out, you go away, just like I found out, you are much, much happier without it.
So the people that are addicted to that dopamine hit of bullshit, it combats motivational salience. It makes them feel like they're doing something. But what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing. Look how fast the chat moves. You ever wonder why they have to constantly do it? And they're spamming? They're finishing cigarettes fucking faster than they can smoke them. I don't get you, man. Or girl. I say man in a very non-gender specific way.
You're like, how you clarifies that?
Weird. So congratulations if you did this. Congratulations for winning a race that nobody else was running.
All right, that is the end of it. And he's right. Nobody else is running this race. So what are we seeing now? What are we seeing now? And I'm not just talking about Naughty Dog. I'm talking about Marvel. I'm talking about just recently the Harley Quinn show. They know if they make these channels mad, and I was included in that once. I would like to think I'm out of that by now, but they know if they make these channels mad or angry or pander or virtue signal, they get 100% free Advertising. And that at the end of the day is what they're getting. Now, if they do it the right way and just, get the free advertising and move along, fine. But Naughty Dog is not innocent in this. Nobody is innocent in this. Everybody has their part to play. But he's right. People are addicted to hate. And I think a lot of this is self-reflection. So I think personally I'm going to talk about stuff I love more. Because, it's not going to get me views, sure. It's not going to get me people coming back to the channel. But at the end of the day, if it makes me happy, that's okay, right? So anyways, oh boy, I'm going to lose some more subscribers today. I apologize if I offended you, but I have never shied away from telling you how it is. Hate is a physical dependence. You start believing your own bullshit. You start believing you are right all the time. You have convinced yourself you are 100% right, and you're not. Not everybody is right 100% of the time. I am a perfect example of that. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about, Troy or The Last of Us or Naughty Dog, anything I talked about in this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon and subscribe stars. You guys literally make this channel possible. Huge thank you to Cage the Mick, Robert Mick Twiz, Black Knight Fool, Brucey, Chris Z, David L, David Rafford, Jeffrey Allen Carnes, Mighty Balls, Mike Buckner, Maizen Barbosa, Ruskar, Ryan Decker, Robert Hoffman, and Doc Holliday. You guys are absolutely amazing, and thank you so much for all your support. Don't forget on the way out to like as always if you enjoy the content and hit subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.